No doubt. I thought of Percy P when Kane was doing that fast I call it scat rap and shit. But Percy P is the master of that.
Oh
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Yeah, he digging them syllables and shit. He be on
big up to
it.
him. We fucks with him heavy. Try to support him whenever we can. He's a good brother, and yeah, we had a good bill with him. So I forgot what we were talking about. At
We were
the
talking about Timbo King.
Oh yeah, I was just asking. Well, yeah, you were saying you wondered why. You said you wonder why he didn't put out a joint or something.
I was wondering why he never had like a premier Wu record with Wu Tang. That's why I was wondering because he was one of the doper ones. When I know Royal Fam before Wu. You know what I'm saying? I remember Timbo King coming to the Lester Mike with the God ciphers and shit in New York and shit. You know,
Well,
Demerara spot and all of that.
based on what
Yeah,
I
man.
understand, there's a lot of politics with that, and that some of the Wu members. I mean, this is documented, so I'm not just making it up. That some of the Wu members um, looked at some of the affiliates one way, and some of them looked at them another way. So,
Right.
like some of them, like for instance, Meth, as far as like Kill Army and Sons of Man, and
Man,
fucked
yeah.
with them heavy. Whereas like You God and some other cats was like, you know what I'm saying, and niggas ain't really so. From what I understand, the ranking of cats that was, and I hate using the word affiliates, but that's what it is, was like Kill Army, Sons of Man, and Shaheem, and then kind of lower down was like Royal Fam. So I just think they didn't really
Yeah.
give it. I
So,
mean, he was on some
but that's,
joints. He was on some joints, but they didn't. I mean, they never really spotlighted him like they did some other cats, though.
but yo, my question is this.
What up?
How could you be an affiliate and you're not, you're not a part of the brand's movement? I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Sons of Man got dope lyrics. Royal Fam got dope lyrics.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
When I
why
talk to
wouldn't
these
they be
cats,
out?
why wouldn't they what?
Why wouldn't they be premier in a situation like that? I mean, goddamn. I mean, there's a lot of Woo dogs. I mean, the Spectre Deck and You God and all those dudes. I mean, why not have like a Woo label, man, where you just putting out the comic books, and the characters and shit. I don't
I mean,
I don't I don't
he's on
understand
some.
it.
He's on a lot of joints with cats, but I'm just saying, like they didn't. I mean, I got a bunch of shit with Timbo on it. Like he's done, but like it seems like they just never really like, you know what I mean, like put the spotlight on him.
That's unfortunate.
I think it's
That's unfortunate.
I think it's unfortunate. I'm not saying, and it's different. Here's the thing. Here's what I really understood about that crew, man. As far as what I paid attention to, that crew is so deep and so big that I look at it from the outside as like, maybe a lot of fans probably like one big unit that moves in like unison, but that's a really fractured squad, man. Like there's a lot of internal shit. I mean, RZA's been sued by like two of the fucking people, so it's just I mean, it's a family, but you know how families be, and I mean, and not always like the most functional. I mean, so, but
I feel you, man. I just think it's unfortunate for artists like that, and these are more, and the artists we talking about are more of the conscious side of what Wu Tang
right,
is.
Killer
And
Priest.
yeah, word. Yeah, I'm just surprised that they never had like a deep spotlight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. It's like you want to be down with the Wu brand, but if they don't give you respect, I mean, what is it worth? What's the purpose? A bunch of niggas? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I've been there, bro. I've been there. With my discussions with PX, with Blackwatch. Like I'd rather have 20 monsters than 100 dummies. You know what I'm saying? I'm just on it like that.
It's like some
They had a
300 shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you
yes,
want the fucking,
yes,
you want the motherfucking unit. Like you be ready to go with like a small unit. The most elite units are small. You know?
yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I would have took shit all that Capadonna and we was discussing this about ODB, man.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I think Cass, kind of misinterpreted what I was kicking. I didn't frown on his success. I just frowned on the way that he was presented, man. He meant a lot more than what they made this, like some kind of goofy rap character or some shit, man. You know what I'm saying? That dude was nice as fuck, and I just think the presentation, it was colorful and everything. Everybody enjoyed all that, man. But for all that knowledge and shit to be taken into the commercial industry, and you celebrate like the drunken side or the drug side of that brother. And there's a lot of wisdom in that dog's head, man. I just like those artists. I'm just sad that it didn't get the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? That's why I felt about how that ODB and them, how people handle their business is their own. But I've been through these things. That's why I speak on it, because I can relate to it. You know what I'm saying? The same way that I didn't like how PX represented himself on records. The same way I said about ODB. You know what I'm saying? That was strictly ego. That wasn't like, yo, I got in the lab and I dug in.
Right.
You took it from, what I'm saying, from our records and went and tried to make yourself a full length situation and shit, dog. And you ain't that. You ain't that. That's not memorable music. Your offer to the game was more memorable than those bars. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't part of that project. It was something that he took on his own. So, to put together. I think I did one joint for him just to, you always want to support your brother and, and their vision and shit, man. But I was like, man, we got 3 or 4 artists in here that are monsters, man, that we can just go and just really put that conscious slot into a position, dog. Because if you got 20 monsters saying, yeah, we represent conscious music, that's the same thing gangster music did. They came with the money. They came with the vision of what the fuck they wanted to do, and they won. $1 billion later, you see what it is.
You see what it is.
So, you gotta have that focus, man. Nobody focused because the man or the industry didn't say, hey, here's a category. And because they didn't make a category, you know what I'm saying? When we came in, there was no category like we spoke on earlier, bro. There was nobody for me to model and say, yo, let me see what Brother J did before I got here. There was none of that.
Nothing.
You got to have courage. These dudes don't have courage to go in, man. If you can't go to a place that values your service and tell them the conditions that you want, you got to think seriously about that slave shit going on right under your nose. You know what I'm saying? Just like you say, you went to your job and you say, yo, man, I will perform better for what this is if I'm working from my home spot. You got to have that kind of power, or at least grow into it. You know what I'm saying? At one point in your life. Otherwise, you're going to wake up one day and say, oh, shit, I'm sitting here in a plantation situation. I thought this was Beverly Hills, nigga.
Because the fucking carrot, man. The bag is the carrot, right? But you said all money isn't good money. And someone was on here earlier and they were like, yo, you're trying to get out the hood. It's a little more simple than just making a choice. No, it's not that. Sometimes you voluntarily take on hardship because that's better for you than the other bullshit that you was going to get into. Like,
that's right.
So you stay in that position maybe a little longer because you're looking for a better position. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So
that's right.
That's the thing, man. Like, they dangled a fucking carrot and like, like, we got to get out of that. Yes, we need money. Yes, we want it. I understand, but it's you gotta fucking resources. Pay attention to what they want you. What do you need? What are you gonna do for that money?
Correct. So you got to think about it. You got to reverse it. You got to say, we need the power. They water down the terminology power to the people, because you hear it all the time. It's like, I don't want to hear that. But for real, it's about power. You know what I'm saying? When you got power, you can conjure a million bags. You know what I'm saying? Snap of a finger, Thanos shit. You can do that. But if you don't have no power, just like how we talk about going to a place and saying to them, I'm not going to work in these conditions. I'm going to work from my space. And if you value my shit, then you will follow my instructions and comrade with me and send that paper my way. And I will send back good services. That's power. Okay? Just following whatever. Okay, this is what they did. They sat here. They stood up here. They did over here. That's monkey shit. That's not real nigga shit. And that's what this game has been built on. You saw somebody blow up and get 1 million hits, or you know, more money than they've ever had. Like, oh, I bought my mama a house, you know, with my rap money or whatever. And you say, well, damn, what's he talking about? Let me find a knockoff. How the originators of the game become knockoff factories, dog? How we become that? How do we become that to a point where, you know, someone like a let's say a Drake. Drake, to me, I was building on this yesterday. I said Drake to me is Albie Shore on steroids. Okay?
Yo, I'm
Okay?
glad I didn't have that drink in my mouth. Yo.
But it's
You got
100.
night and day all fucked up for me right now. You got his joint off.
Imagine, come on, God. Imagine if Albie Shore had rap back then. Like with bars. All right? You already had the shorties with the light skin shit. You already got the singing voice and the little production shit. But imagine if he was just busting bars. We got a taste of it with like Bobby Brown and shit like that. But imagine if that yellow nigga did that shit, bro. It would have been a whole other thing. And then you would have had a whole trend from way back then. But somebody looked at that template and said, yo, why don't we just take this and make this happen? This is how the industry thinks, bro. All the time. And every time you see it, it'll get more and more improved. Look at the difference between Marky Mark and Eminem. They improved the formula. They go back and they look. We don't go back and improve the formula. I said, look, I'm looking for the next Lauryn Hill forever. And you know, I go back and see the template and I said, well, damn, she had the sisters, you know, then she had the group and the whole nine, the chemistry, the conversation was powerful, all the content, everything. Why don't they go back and look at that template and take that shit to the next plane? Megan Thee Stallion is not the evolution of motherfucking Lauryn Hill, bro. How do we go backwards in our music? You know what I'm saying? How do we go backwards in our shit? That's the conversation that a person who's starting to write now has to figure out. Like, yo, do I take the red or blue pill?
Right.
For real?
Because
am I going to add to the problem or going to be part of the solution?
Right. And because
that's the decision.
They're always going to be there to say, okay, with that bag, you go. You know, nigga, people were literally dancing on tables. I saw the video of some kid, Bobby Schmurder, I think his name, like literally dancing on the table for like the execs, man, like to
hey, bro,
to get signed. Like, so it's in the end. I mean, you got
that's
so many
fear.
It's like you have these entities, but then. What am I gonna do as a person? What's in my heart right here, man? Like, am I gonna sell the fuck out or not, yo?
Hey, bro, that's fear. That's fear that, yo, this moment will never happen for me again. I better just take this shit right now. That's lack of courage in yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get rid of that. You gotta be like, yo, as long as they making paper, I will get some. Period. That's it. And you got to have that confidence. Rap music was not made to pay your bills. Okay? So when you attach that clock to the rap clock, you're going to start chasing their shit more so than your timing in life, man.
Right.
That's the bullshit.
Right.
When they get that math correct in their dome, they'll stop taking these sucker deals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They will stop taking these sucker deals. Even going independent by yourself, putting on YouTube, and you're not blasting from the deepest reality that your people are oppressed. And in today's standard, it's not just black people that are oppressed. Okay? If someone's trying to force you to do something that's beyond your understanding, you don't have a glimpse or a clue of what it is, then that's basically them imposing slavery on your ass on a daily as a commercial,
right,
to capture you. So, you know, welcome to the bag that black folks been sitting in for a long motherfucking time, bro. You know what I'm saying? To us, this is like this is a regular day with a new sauce on the shit. But for other people, they tripping the fuck out right now. It's like, yo, y'all done this to us in music and lifestyle and everything. These things that we're talking about, bro, create the best bars in the world because it's facts. Why wouldn't you want to write a rhyme from that? What is so deep that you think twisting up Noah's Webster dictionary and shit and all kind of, come billy bum ways and shit is going to be so fascinating. You can't fascinate me wordsmith wise. You know what I'm saying? You fascinate me with spitting that content of reality in such a special fucking talented way. That's where you get the attention of the gods. You can get the attention of the suckers. But when you want the dudes that really put the craft in place to say, yo, that's the shit. You know, like the way that a Jordan would look at a LeBron James and say, damn, this nigga's 4 inches taller, built like a truck, jumping from the fucking foul line. He took that domination shit to another level. And then the Hall of Fame gives you the nod. So it matters what's important to you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That Hall of Fame.
It's all
Yeah,
about what you.
it matters
It's all
what's
about
important.
what you want, man. In the end, what the fuck do you want? I want to go out and be a superstar, or I want to go out and make positive music for people, and hopefully they vibe with it and make good music. But like, what do you want? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because
that's where the decision of what a conscious artist is or not. It's not your garb. You don't have to talk about chlorophyll and fucking flowers and candy and shit, all kind of bullshit. You got to find a way to take reality and present it in a non-threatening way. If you're cursing me out for the first 8 bars of your rhyme, you're not trying to welcome my family to listen to your music.
Right.
All right? You trying to welcome the beer buddies to come fuck with you while you play games or watch the game or whatever the fuck. You're not trying to give me something that everybody can bump in their own way. When my kid goes to school, there's parts of your album that he can be proud to say, yo, man, this dude right here is awesome, man. It makes me feel like 10 times taller than I am when I listen to this shit, man. I do 20 laps in the gym. You know, that kind of vibration. You can't possibly get that by cursing me out for 8 bars, 16 bars, and the hook. All right? You can't possibly be inspiring me on that level, bro. You just charging up my lower self to make me feel like I could be the nastiest nigga in the game right now and talk and call a woman out of all her names and shit, and she would probably give me her number any fucking way. That's the kind of mentality that you get. You know, the R&B was the rap. It was the way that you rap to a girl. If you were building, like we spoke on Marvin Gaye earlier, the way that he was kicking his shit, bro, he was talking some of the nastiest shit in the game. But it's something that your moms will be singing and washing dishes. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And listening to on real shit.
Word, Teddy
Top 40 radio.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, bro.
Come on.
Yeah, you're some of the nastiest niggas in the world. But when you singing their shit,
facts though. That's that's actual facts
word.
though.
That's real shit. It is coded enough to where it's like you're rapping to this woman and you're saying, yeah, I do want to do all that, but you're going to invite me to do that. You're going to give me that vibration because my wordplay is giving that reciprocity. The creativity has to be in that same vein, bro. It has to be. It has to be. It has to be. I'm giving you something that's going to give me. I'm giving you positive. I'm getting it back. Right. That positive charge analyzed by a corporation to say, hey, people like this organic shit. I want to see more organic people here. I want 5 Lauryn Hills, 2 Mos Defs, a Common, a goddamn X-Clan, whatever the fuck. I want a couple of those too. We'll keep some of the, let it be a balance, dog. Cause I'm not saying that cats gotta, be in that vibration all day. I'm like that. A lot of this new shit, I just listen to instrumental. I don't even know who the fuck cats speak sometimes. Because it's just so outlandish to a point where it's just like, yo, if that's how y'all communicate, then, when it gets better, I'll hum along. But right now, I can't picture myself doing it. Now the production on the other hand is incredible.
Right.
I don't know why more conscious artists are not banging that kind of shit. All that shit is drum and bass. I don't know what the fuck trap means. I thought trap music was something that niggas vibe to. Mobb Deep was trap music to me. That's something that you listening to while you in the trap.
Yeah,
and you handling your business.
We have a different definition of the trap from.
Yeah, man. I don't understand that kind of shit. That music that we talking about, MOP, all that kind of shit, nigga. If I'm in a trap in New York, bagging up my herb or whatever the fuck it is, yeah, I want to hear that. I'm not gonna be listening to no PE and X-Clan or none of that shit, man. I'm gonna be listening to some Annie Up and some fucking, you know, shook ones and shit like that, some Nas. I'm gonna be doing that. So yeah, I know where they're popular. I know when a nigga's hustling, you gotta stay in that frame of mind. You can't forget where the fuck you at. So yeah, that shit has a purpose. You know? So when those dudes who spit that shit evolve, and hopefully that person has evolved out of the trap. You don't want to be sitting in the trap. The trap is like the projects, dog. You don't want to be there more than 3 or 4 years. You talking about making it a lifestyle? That's crazy as fuck. That doesn't make sense. So you know where these cats can really take a lot of the consumers by evolving and saying, yeah, you know, when I came out, I was reckless. I was shooting and fucking everything and so on and so on. But now I got a wife. Now I got kids.
Right.
Now I got bread. I got peace. I rap from a different place. The best person who exampled that kind of shit is Jay-Z, dog. Jay-Z kills it on that level. It's like, yo, man, I'm beyond that. I did all of Marcy, Love, and the whole shit. Nigga, you christened a stadium in Brooklyn, nigga. You know, you on some, you know, you on a whole different platform. And then you rap like that. Okay, you rap in the evolution. If I listen to when you was hustling and moving your shit with the homies back in the days when you was coming in the game to up against now, I see a deep evolution. Niggas who followed that got bread. Period.
Right.
Period.
I'll tell you.
That's conscious to me. Fuck what he's talking about. I don't, you know, whatever it is that he's talking about, the action showing the dude like, yo, man, this wordplay is deep, but when I get in the door, when this wordplay takes me to different places, I open it up a little deeper with my power. That's different. That's different, dog. Power is what we want. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about Black lives mattering. It's about Black power mattering. All right? And any ethnicity that you in, you white power should matter. You Japanese power should matter. Power matters. All that other shit is bullshit. You chasing material that people just print every day like toilet paper. And you fight over presidents that were prejudiced and kept you like slave master and shit. You fight over these niggas. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. If I was as a conscious artist, if I was to say dead presidents and shit like that, I would have a whole different rhyme than just rapping about some bullshit. Imagine a conscious artist taking the concept of dead presidents. Look what we talking about.
Sounds like an idea.
You feel what I'm saying? But this is how, you know, we here to build and give the audience examples of what we say. We never come with a problem with no solution when we build.
Of course.
You know, this is constant elevation. So you take a lot of the themes that cats have used and you flip them into a conscious parody. Okay? If you will.
That's dope. That's fucking
You feel
dope.
me?
I mean, that can fill up like mad albums. I mean, like you could take, like honestly, like one of my favorite songs is "Broken Language," Smooth the Hustler, Trigger the Gambler. That song lyrically is some of the craziest shit I've ever heard. For my consciousness,
I remember.
It's not so good. You know what I'm saying? But I bang it like once a week, and I roll around this fucking server. I was like, I will fuck you up. But imagine taking Broken Language and flipping that on some conscious shit. You know what I mean?
Bro,
like, or whatever.
The hits are sitting there for the whole conscious industry. What do you think the reggae industry does? Every time something is popular in American mainstream, they have a reggae parody of that song.
Crazy.
Okay? So if they never gave you that every time. So if consciousness has never got a category, why wouldn't you just go run the gambit and say, yo, from 20 years ago, 100 miles and running, I'm going to talk from a 12-year slave perspective and build on some deep shit.
Right.
You smoke everything because that concept has already won on the flip side of that coin. So you already are guaranteed attention on that, not just for jacking the beats or whatever the fuck, but taking the concept and evolving it. That's all we were doing with records when we sampled back in the days. Okay? We were taking the past concept and saying, yo, I'm going to evolve this. Okay, George Clinton did this on it. I'm going to rap and do different shit with scratches and all kinds of different shit and update it. And Funkin' Lesson was a fucking hit.
Right.
And that was like a tribute to funk. All of the shit that was going on in that record. So I took a concept that worked and evolved it and kept my consciousness and kept my principles and created a new template, bro. And that's not biting their dick. That's evolving and being inspired. Okay, if I came on there and start singing like George Clinton and start, this is the George Clinton dance, and start doing some Chicken George shit,
right,
then I would be on some fucking Kundalini bullshit, bro.
Right.
Straight up and down. So, you know, when there's no rules, quote unquote, you got to stick to your principles with conscious artists. I'm not talking to every artist. I'm talking about artists who want to evolve themselves and say, yo, it does need to get a little bit more positive. These are the elements of where you can go and get into this industry, because the industry does have memory of what worked. Go back on what worked, evolve it. The kick drums and everything are different now. So if you made a break beat from back, look at the guy, Adrian Young. That's his name, Adrian. I think his name is Adrian, right?
Oh, yeah.
He did the Luke Cage. He did the Luke Cage thing with Ali, Tribe Called Quest. Look at the way that that music sounds. It's from the shit that we sampled back in the days with the new technology. That shit is so clean and solid. So conscious artists got to think like, damn, I could take some of that old shit, get some musicianship under my belt, and go win. Fuji showed you that. Okay, a lot of different artists showed you this already, and they kept to themselves. I don't remember Wyclef killing and shooting everybody. I don't remember Lauren or Pross killing and shooting everybody. That album went damn 20 million records. They were doing Hammer Time sales. So if it's about proof that positive shit works, look at the Roots, making money every day, late night hour. They rode different lanes. You can't be a star in your own head, man. You got to get into the reality of what's going on and say, yo, let me look where it won already, and let me give my signature flow of what that is. Right. Then you will see if it's meant for you or not. You got to be able to put your signature into it. If your signature doesn't fit, then that's not for you. Okay? You want to go up there, you want to be Lenny Kravitz, yo, I want to be the first conscious Lenny Kravitz. If you can't play the guitar, nigga, guess what? That's not going to work. Straight up and down.
Straight up.
Straight up and down. So if you can't put your signature into something, it doesn't fit. Your square doesn't fit in them circles. Find where the square fits, man, and stop playing your fucking self. That's the key to being a conscious artist in my mind.
Word. That's a bow on the whatever the fucking cliche is. Yo, I'm a little faded. No, seriously, though. Very solid build. Very important. Yeah. And people need to see this, and I want to make sure they do.
Sorry.
This was important, man, because for me it cleared up a few things. I mean, because I like I said, I wanted to understand how you felt about the street shit, and you cleared that up for me and stuff like that. So,
yes.
And yeah, that was great. And as far as very important point is that back in the day it was just good music, and it happened to have a positive message. But you were right there. That's the crazy thing. You can look at a flyer from 89, 90, 91, and you can see NWA. Because I got the pictures. I post the pictures. NWA next to X-Clan, next to PE, next to De La Soul, next to Tribe. And
yeah, I admired NWA, bro, because they had pirate radio push their records to gold and platinum before it even hit the East Coast. They just gone gold on the West. So they inspired me like, yo, man, maybe I'm on the wrong side of the spear and shit. These dudes come out and say, fuck a bitch, this, and the other, and boom, gold, platinum. And I didn't understand the wheel then. I didn't understand the things, the politics behind that kind of shit, but the power, okay? Their shows were the biggest, and they weren't playing on mainstream radio. You can't play Eazy-E on mainstream radio, bro.
Right.
So how the fuck were people hearing it? Okay? So that teaches a revolutionary artist, let me go imitate what the fuck Eazy-E was doing.
Right.
Because they couldn't shut him down. Why is Luke Skywalker still relevant today if it was so nasty and fucking crazy? How did he still achieve goddamn mayor and president of Florida in this motherfucker, man. And here we are, people who are in movements and think tanks and all kind of shit, and we can't figure that math out, how to transfer that kind of success to ourselves by keeping our principles.
Right.
That don't make no sense to me, bro. That don't make no sense to me. And I done been there, done that, and doing it again. And I'm saying to my folks, like, what y'all waiting on?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no time to be whack. It's time to set a precedent. Y'all motherfuckers supposed to be way ahead. The wordplay and everything is great, but when your principles, look, J. Cole, this is my last point on it. J. Cole now going more to his roots instead of heading toward the Drake factor side of his shit. Let's see how many people continue to fuck with him.
Right.
Okay? I make this point in my documentary about how shit degrades when you go positive. When Ice Cube cut Jerry curls off, said, yo, I'm Muslim now, and I'm doing this. Look at the sales. And you got to understand, it's a media trick to make you think that is a lower side. Snoop lying, your sales drop. Why? How all of a sudden you still smoking weed, you still talking shit. You just took a different tempo, okay? But they'll always continue to advertise you doing whatever the fuck may be, lick 'em and shoot 'em and whatever the fuck may be.
Of course,
it's a media trick. Don't be afraid because the media tells you something different. You already see today the fake news on how they make you believe false shit. What the fuck you think is going on with the music? And in the same fashion, bro.
Of course, they want you to see that shit, but at the same time, I'm always looking at both sides. The people eat that shit up, so people have to take a stand. I'm not gonna fuck with this no more. Stop feeding me this bullshit in my airwaves, or I'm gonna take a stance because people swallow that. Because listen, they'll give us the media will give us whatever is booming ratings. If it's hip hop, if it's conscious, if conscious shit takes off, what they gonna be fucking? You gonna be on the airwaves everywhere. It's whatever.
Exactly, bro.
So at some point we have to stand up and say, yo, I'm not taking this fucking fuckery you're sending me.
But it's not us. It's not us as men. It's our women. Okay? It's our women. And by receipt, if anybody doubts what I'm saying, put some of the little bullshit on and watch your woman start humming. And watch your woman start twerking. When they get tired of this shit, okay, that's when it will end. It has nothing to do with men. It has nothing to do with men. Because we've been tired of it. It's like, oh, man, come on, man. You kidding me. You kidding me, stop it. But we don't listen to it. But when you go to the club is a receipt. Okay, the A&Rs of the labels go to the club to measure what's popular. They don't go listen to the radio because they program the radio. They go to the club. All right? So when your woman responds to the nastiest song on the motherfucking air and starts doing the dance for that record, you see who's making that shit successful. Okay? Drake is not number one because of us. Do you think we sitting in our room like, oh man, he's so cute and light skinned. When he sings, he gives me the tingles. Do you think we're fucking doing that, bro?
No.
Okay? That's the sisters making that happen. Okay? That's the sisters making that happen because we didn't allow them in our boom bap shit. Okay? We didn't allow them in. How many of them clubs you done went to when them cats are rhyming hardcore? That ain't no dance spot. You standing there doing this and throwing your hand up and shit like, yeah, lyrics. That ain't no place for your shorty, man. Okay? Unless your shorty rocking a bubble goose and some Timbs and talking shit like Remy Ma or some shit, that ain't her spot. But when she go to the other club, she can get in the dress and the heels. She can get it with the fucking hair going down the back, nigga. Tupac and all the homies welcome her. Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. And they say, yo, at least he gives me a place where I can dance and do my little Drake heart dance and all kind of shit. So conscious artists, you got to be deeper than that in order to attract the woman. You can't be on no this and that and woo, 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 woo. The reason the sisters build with us because they educate themselves. They read, okay? And this is different, okay? So when we come talking and it's in harmony, okay? So it's like, oh man, that X Clan is something different. And I learned a couple of things. We got a different side of the woman that fuck with us. Okay? But for that savage, you know that I've been working 5 days and I got off for this weekend, Saturday, I'm wilding out. I'm gonna jump off the balcony and do a split. That shit in your woman, dog, they found a frequency to that. That's 100,000. They found a frequency to that. Where your woman goes off of work on that Friday, dog, and before she go to church on Sunday, that whole area is dark as fuck. Okay? She gonna smoke and drink everything, and the soundtrack to her bullshit is what the fuck opposite of what we're talking about as a conscious artist. There's no reason for that place to be conscious. That's savage, and that's it. That's all that music is just straight savage. But it's part of the self, bro. It's part of the self. There's a higher and lower self.
Of course.
You can't dwell in that place. You can't live in that place.
No, we
dog.
all have it.
They never turned it down.
Of course. We all have it. And that's a powerful point, man. You know what I mean? Like, and I never really looked at it that way, but as you're talking about it, I'm thinking like, because women control the economy based on they spend more. So like if you go into a store, if you go into like fucking Macy's, the men's section is like this, one floor, tight little low section, whatever. I'll be up in my the fucking women's section is like 2-3 floors. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know who spends the most money. So I mean it's like financially it makes sense. Like there's some, you know, they fucking with it. They're driving, yeah, because they're like, somebody said they know mad people that fuck with, mad dudes that fuck with Drake. Dudes fuck with Drake because shorties fuck with Drake. Niggas don't fuck with no Drake off the street to no fucking Drake. Not no fucking real niggas. I mean, like,
thank you.
I don't know no fucking like real cats that's gonna fuck with
because it wasn't made for us.
On the street,
it wasn't made for us.
No fucking Drake. If you fucking with Drake, fucking whack ass fucking Playboy titty or whoever the fuck it is, little dangle baby.
Yeah,
you fucking with him because you fucking with a girl that you want to fucking fuck. That is what that is. Straight up.
That is all it is. That is all it is, and that's 100. So you got to say, as a conscious artist, how do you defeat the bridge between man and woman and sex? How do you defeat that? It's not about you. You don't challenge it. You know, we're giving keys right now. You don't challenge it. You complement the harmony, dog. Okay? You complement the harmony. You got to think about how men and women gather. It's not based on you and her getting together and say, hey, let's fuck tonight. You got to have some kind of level of communication. The conscious music is the communication. Okay? That's what it has to be. It can't be the woes and struggles of whatever the fuck is going on. That's not conscious music. Okay? You gotta feel yourself as the communication before whatever sexual shit goes down. Before you get to whatever y'all listening to now, there's a whole level of communication and understanding that has to be had. And it hasn't been had for these generations that are bumping that shit right now. Right. Okay, this is the age of their curiosity, wanting to know everything that they possibly can, having the world in their hand and the device. So you gotta represent the harmony of communication. That's where you win. It's not about the word for word positive thing that you say. It is the communication and harmony of reform and inspiration. So if you're a street artist, you can be whatever the fuck you want to be. You can be NWA, whatever the fuck may be. There's always a level of evolution and reform. The road goes like this. It's a fork in the road. You can continue the bullshit, or you can hit this road that evolves. And if your fan base is truly loyal to you, they will walk with you without fucking question. Bro.
Right.
You got to be bold. You got to be courageous. Man.
Right. Yeah. You got to do. I mean, you got to grow up. I mean, it's, you know, the example we used with Billy. Excuse me, with Billy Dance. He grew up. I mean, he said it. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta grow up. The niggas, we great. I mean, so it's different now. I mean, so eventually, you're not out there doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So
yeah. But that's. I'm glad you brought this topic up, man. I was happy to see it when you sent me the message, man. I was like, you know, I really want to clear a lot of things up, man, because you know we don't expect artists to come out with fruits of baskets on their head and shit and doing African jiggles and shit to be conscious artists and shit. That's
Right.
not what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got a strange stereotype mentality with this conscious music, man. Be who you are, man, and just be positive, dog. You know, I don't, you know, I'm from New York, dog. I don't, you know, most of my elders was, you know, Timbos and fucking, you know, whatever the old heads wore at those times, man. Sometimes they didn't wear dashikis. Sometimes they did. You know, it wasn't judged by their garb. It was judged by their actions and how they communicated, how they put the communication to the wisdom. You understand? That's what was important. And that's what conscious music is. It's the communication, bro. The quality communication, not something that's going to make you fucking do dumb shit. This bottom line.
Right, yeah.
Real shit.
And there's a, you know, to put a cap on it, I mean, there's a huge window for that. It's not like you have to, like you said. I mean, I'm glad you really shared that, man, because I think that's what a lot of people think it is. You know, even myself, it's like, yeah, you don't have to be all militant. You can just share, just sharing experiences, sharing knowledge, yo. Like, it doesn't have to be all like on some other crazy shit. Go do this or whatever. It's like, yo, here's some experiences and inspiration or whatever that might help you. I'm gonna say it in this way. It's gonna sound dope, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
it doesn't have to be all.
Yeah,
like,
no doubt.
So that's a very important point, and I'm glad you know you shared that because it's
Yeah, man. Have a purpose, man. Have a purpose before you come in. Cats wait till they get rich in order to give back. If you've been giving back all your life, nigga, you know what I'm saying? That's been your purpose in your movement. So when people fuck with you, when your record comes out and blows up and say, what are you about? You say, yo, I've been feeding homeless families for 10 years before music. I want to come fuck with me? Yeah, I'll come fuck with you. Because now you got a million fan base that follows what you are from the gate. So why wouldn't you achieve your purpose before you get a record deal? Before you start advertising yourself all over the internet, get your purpose ahead of time. That's what the fuck we were.
right.
Movement has been going on for years. And then we happened to get a record deal. And it was based on me being the bullhorn for my movement before that label. So we've been rocking African festivals. We've been performing for elders. We've been doing that without a record on the fucking street, bro.
Right.
Fuck all that.
Right.
So that's what these cats have to do. You want to be a conscious artist? Get your purpose first. You know what I'm saying? You about wellness? Take your wellness, put it in the rap. If you about fucking building the body, then do your building body shit that you did for years, do that for years, and then come out with your music. Have a purpose.
Right.
And don't depend on this rap shit to eat. Let your purpose feed you first. Okay? Let your purpose feed you first. Fuck that rap shit trying to feed you. That shit's not made for that. That's a budget for you to record, if you get one. And in today's standard, there is no budget. That shit has been played the fuck out. Okay? So there ain't gonna be no big budgets unless you start getting 2 and 3 million streams and you look good for a company to pick you up for some commercial value. That's about it. But somebody handing you a check for just rapping, yo, man, I'm gonna go get me a deal. No, man. You gotta have, if you got a strong purpose, you can get a good deal. If you wise and got good management, okay, you represent something solid, and it's gonna make the label look good. Like, oh shit, these motherfuckers got a movement and they doing shit all over the fucking country. I think we need to get with them for a little bit and kind of clean our shit up a little bit.
Right.
You know, y'all got that space too, because all these labels have done you wrong. You really have lawsuits. You're like indecent exposure type shit. All right, the way that this shit looks, but the way that whole shit is protected, it'll never happen. Why? Because they continue to enjoy it. How you gonna say, yo, we gotta take it off the air, and then you go into the club and your woman drop low in front of you and do whatever and sing that shit at the top of her fucking lungs? How the fuck you gonna do that?
Right.
You ain't got no case. You ain't got no case. And any nigga following that shit is on some pussy shit too, because you know what your shit is. You worse than them niggas to be drugging women and shit, man. You just want to drug this woman out and experience her lowest self. And you take advantage of that and share that shit on. Shame on any nigga with that bullshit, bro.
Right.
Shame on them. That's where we retain our leadership back by saying, yo, man, you gotta get off that bullshit and let me introduce you to something that's higher, that's going to do the same type of thing, give you the same kind of energy, and maybe you need to tone it down a little bit.
Right.
Because you wild. Your goddamn grandmother out here tripping and fucking shaking your ass on a goddamn internet device and singing some shit from a nigga somewhere drinking some syrup, don't give a fuck about you. You bugging the fuck out. And that's supposed to be the definition of the day, dog? Psh, Lord save us, bro.
Yeah.
I don't have no anger or hate on my heart, dog, but like I say, my actions, my music will reflect what I'm saying to the fullest.
Yeah,
they're gonna enjoy this album so much.
They'll be in unison. You know what I'm saying? Like your music will be in line with your actions, and that's the way it should be. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so,
the way it should be.
Damn, I appreciate
yeah,
this. Appreciate this, Bill. Real quick update for everybody. Thank you for first of all joining on the show. Next week we got West Coast Papa Boogie Frantic. Then we got my grimy dude out in San Diego, Boo Boo the Prince. We got A+ from Hieroglyphics. And then the following week we got my man Tri-State Gold Chain out in Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? So
they doing Gold Chain out there? Big up Tri-State, man.
Yeah,
hey, they doing Gold Chain in Hawaii?
Yeah, he's in Hawaii, man. So
yeah, so they doing the festival out there?
No, I'm just saying they're not doing nothing. I'm just saying he's out there. No, they're not doing nothing.
Oh, okay. I thought that'd have been intelligent shit.
Yeah, no, that'd be.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
them Gold Chain tours was dope.
Yeah,
them little shits they used to set up. They should have been bigger than Rock the Bells, dog.
Yeah, no,
big up Planet Asia too, man. Shit.
Yeah,
but yeah, they should have been bigger than Rock the Bells with that concept, bro.
Salute to the good brother Planet Asia, yeah, and Tri-State. So that's what's going down. So yeah, everybody. So somebody said save this live. This is always on the Carrying the Culture YouTube. If you want to rock with us, follow. You know what I'm saying, the page and stuff like that. Follow Brother J X Clan and X Clan Worldwide. And yeah, we have a Carrying the Culture YouTube page. The link's in the profile, man. So it's a link with all the links. All of our previous builds are on there, so you can check them out. A lot of good information on there. So it's, you know what I'm saying, check out the YouTube because they're all on there. So, and interviews with other artists that you guys fuck with too. You know what I'm saying? Fredro, King T, fucking whatever. So yeah. So salute, man. So
thank you, man.
Yo, I appreciate you. Thank you for this. You know what I mean? This was fun. And this was very, very important. So thanks for everybody joining in for both of the joints. And we'll get this up and be safe out there, man. I really appreciate you. This was dope.
Thank you, brother. Give the family my regards, man. I look forward to the next one, man. God willing.
Yeah, same here. Look forward to the next one. It'll be here before we know it. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody joining in. And we'll do this again soon. Be good, man.
Big up, family. 100.
Peace.